Today, we are doing a deep dive into the one, the only RichQUACK. The clever play on words there, RichQUACK. Okay. Anyhow, I'm just like you guys. I like to make money. I've lost a bunch of money in meme coins, and I've made some money in meme coins. And so when RichQUACK was brought to my attention from the lovely Jurkarit Singh, apologize if I pronounced that wrong. He hit me up in like a ton of videos for weeks, asked me to take a look at this thing. I said, why not? Let's take a look at RichQUACK. Let's see if we can all get rich quick. Quick disclaimer, not financial advice, just some idiot on YouTube who loves to do deep dives into cryptocurrency. Just look at the tabs we have pulled up on the top. No one else on YouTube is doing this type of deep dive into these tokens. Nobody. So if you appreciate the content, go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the like button if you also want to go ahead and go that far in supporting us. I do also have a Patreon, so quick shout out to that Patreon. If you go ahead and sign up, right now it's $5. You get access to all my portfolios and moves behind the scenes, a whole bunch of Patreon only content, news, alerts, and also you get voting power for token reviews on things that I cover in this channel. Now we got all that stuff out the way. Let's talk about RichQUACK. So from a high level, what RichQUACK is trying to do is go ahead and get everybody together in a community of holders who are ready to work hard, contribute, and risk it all for one common goal: launch Quack to the moon and beyond. When we talk about the features of RichQUACK, they have staking that they're going to be opening up soon. In addition to that, you can go ahead and vote in their launchpad for projects that want to go ahead and launch off of RichQUACK's launchpad. I said that twice, but you get me. And they have some raffles that are in development and some lottos where you could be the lucky winner to have your name pulled and get a bunch of Quack tokens dropped on your forehead. So, pretty interesting. What do we got? Let's pull it up. I did a little bit of deep dive into the token, of course. One of the things that stood out to me is on the website, they mentioned RichQUACK version 2. I was like, hey, if there's a version 2, there probably was a version 1. What happened to version 1? And it looks like you've been in the meme coin space for a while. This is not new to you. When we launched the first version of RichQUACK, we had some flaws in the contract. Someone exploited it, and we lost everything. Some of our holders accused us of rug pull, but we proved to them it wasn't true. We also managed to gather some lost BNB with our own money to recover those holders' losses. So, in essence, RichQUACK number 1 went up in smoke. And so they decided to create RichQUACK 2. Second swing. Maybe this one will turn out better. Now, a couple things to note. It is a hyper-deflationary token. So there's a portion of all the tokens in circulation that are going to go ahead and get automatically applied to their liquidity pool to pay out staking holders of the token throughout the protocol. So, of course, you know me. Okay, we just talked about it. I lost a couple grand on SafeMoon and it hurt. And I don't want to revisit that feeling again. One of the first things I like to look at is, hey, who are the people behind the scenes? Who are the people behind the scenes? Who are the founding team? And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that they're on docs and that there's no information. But ha! There's been Quack. There's been Quack out of Singapore. And look at this work history. Okay? Ben's out here. He's not afraid to put his face front and center for us. Ugh. Oh, wow. We'll have to work with that. Now, we did have a AMA pulled up. So there is a voice behind the scenes of RichQUACK. And yes, I sat and I watched this entire thing at 3x speed, but I watched it. And the main takeaway is, meme to coin, everybody get pumped. When moon, when do we crush some zeros? That type of thing. Not shocking, not surprising. We're going to cover the tokenomics in a minute. If I have this pulled up later in the video. Whatever, we'll cover it now. So one thing that I thought was interesting, if you go ahead, you pop on the website here, investor, Gate.io Labs. And this is kind of a big deal. All right, cryptocurrency exchanges, they make a good amount of money. They create the, little support teams to back up and coming crypto projects. People that are maybe too young or scrappy to get proper financing from venture funds or what have you. And so Gate.io is a backer of theirs. That's sick. That's sick. But hold up. I went ahead and I pulled up this article from Gate.io talking about RichQUACK, an announcement of a free distribution of the token. And one of the things that stood out to my little eyes going through all this detail, Gate.io Labs, private sale participation disclosure. Gate.io Labs has not participated in the RichQUACK investment. Contradictory information, it seems. But who am I? You could slap a logo on your website, claim you're a member of Gate.io's incubation fund, and who am I to say that that's wrong? I did try and Google it, right? I did try and Google it as much as I could, use parentheses around the words Gate.io Labs and RichQUACK, and I couldn't find anything. So if somebody has something official from Gate.io, not from RichQUACK, hit me up in the comments. I'll pin it so everybody else can see it too. What else we got? Of course, when you're talking about these social media community meme type coins, having their most social media on lock is super, super important. These folks sport 8.2 thousand members across their Reddit page, which is pretty well dead. If I can be direct with you guys, and I think I can. I think we're close enough. They do have 200,000 followers, and they do tweet relatively regularly. One thing that's interesting is they get a lot of engagement off of these. I don't know if that's being paid for, but it just seems strange that when you look at something like Reddit, where live human beings can kind of type and interact with each other, kind of crickets, as was their Discord, interestingly enough. So I went ahead and I hopped into their Medium page, and I read every Medium article from RichQUACK. And yes, it hurt a little bit, but I did it for you guys, so you don't have to do it. And so it's cool. I mean, they have a bunch of little posts and articles in there, some of which we're going to cover in the news section at the end of the video. Now we go ahead and we pull up Lunar Crush. Lunar Crush is looking at the overall social sentiment of the token, and social engagement is going up, but its dominance is going down. Contributors is going up, and oddly enough, there's a bullish sentiment peaking around 71%. So, just like you guys, I like to play the game of what if, right? What if? What if we just happened to find the one meme coin pre-pump and put some money into it and we did all right? If RichQUACK went ahead and met the same market cap of Shiba Inu, that would represent 163x from its current price. It doesn't mean anything, but it's fun to kick the numbers around. When we talk about tokenomics, we pull this thing up here. So there's a 100 quadrillion total supply, of course. 50% of that was seeded as liquidity, and the other 50% went into a black hole algorithm. They have 12% transaction fees, 4% go back to holders, 4% goes to automatically providing liquidity, 2% goes to the Quack pump and burn wallet, and 2% goes to marketing and the devs. They do tout a anti-whale feature. So if no wallet holds more than 1% of token supply, and sales are restricted to less than 1% of the total supply, which I kind of don't like. Like, let's say I bought into this thing and this thing took off and I want to cash out. Now you're saying I can't. Goes aheads and moons. Ugh. Now, when we look at the circulating supply, again, it is just absolutely gargantuan. It is massive. This project's been out for a while, too. It was out in the summer of 2021, when all of our portfolios were mooning and looking amazing. And it had a little run-up and a subsequent crash down to earth. Now, of course, we pulled this sucker up on BSC Scan because it is launched on the Binance Smart Chain. And it shows 116,000 addresses as of the recording of this video. And doing a historic look back, it looks like it's maybe adding a couple thousand every few weeks. What's up, Johnny? Kuma Inu. Kuma to the moon. Kuma Dex is coming. All right, Johnny. Johnny's on something. Johnny's calling out something in chat. So, of course, I went ahead and I went to TokenSniffer, okay? Because, look, I put in hours and hours of research into this thing. I was hoping to be able to pile in and make a quick buck. It's looking a little shady. It's looking a little sketchy. But maybe I'm just looking too close. So I pulled up TokenSniffer, hoping it would prove me wrong. And it did not do what I hoped it would do. Says the token appears to be unsellable, which is strange. There are RichQUACK is a cloned contract off of another token. It's been forked. If we scroll down here, you can see all the other similar tokens that have done the same exact fork that are very, very similar. They go through and talk about how ownership isn't renounced, that there's some concerns around liquidity, around the total supply, and let's just move on. Markets. Where can you buy this thing? So, of course, you can buy it on Gate.io. You can buy it on LBank, Bitmart. Some of the, meme central exchanges for these coins. Now, I will say, listing on an exchange isn't cheap. So they must be using some money, right? They must have some money from somewhere to be able to do that. Now, I did go ahead and I pulled up their white paper. Crypto Marcoco. Yeah. Not letting you sell what you want. Iffy. Honeypot. Oof. Yeah, see, the word honeypot, I think it would be a positive thing. Like, I don't know, like a cute girl or something. Look at that honeypot. But no, not so much. Not so much. So again, I kind of read through this thing. They talk about the distribution of rewards. They did have this super complex chart that kind of shows you how money is flying around and being moved. How they're going to go ahead and use it to go ahead and back their launch pad. Now, looking at news articles, they did have this in their Medium posts. So Quack went to list on an exchange called XT, which I'm unfamiliar with, actually. First time I heard of it. And apparently it didn't go great. It didn't go great. There's some issues on translation. There were some issues on the advertisements that they had paid for that didn't really come through. The price pumped substantially, and it made the exchange feel like maybe something devious was happening within the Quack team. But they did write a whole Medium article kind of owning up to all of it. So, all right, we'll take that in stride. Now, if you know a YouTuber who wants to cover RichQUACK and get paid, there's an $1,800 BUSD pool. RichQUACK, if you want to know, you could probably afford me, but you're going to need to probably 100x what you're looking at right there. I'm not cheap. Not cheap, baby. What else we got? RichQUACK end of the year updates. So they did go ahead and have some development, have some progress made on the launch pad for the RichQUACK DApp. And we kind of pulled that up earlier in the video, or maybe we didn't. But this is kind of the back end of the RichQUACK protocol. So they have your staking pools. You can go ahead, you could vote on projects. They have one right here called Earthling that claims to do something about carbon emissions and good for the environment, something or other. But I will say, from a design standpoint, pretty slick, pretty cool. Like it. What else do we have? They did have, this is right after the catastrophe that was the XT launch. They did go ahead and have a airdrop around 159,000 Quack tokens on CoinMarketCap. So hopefully you got yourself a little bit of Quack tokens. Now, when we pull up the roadmap, I love me some roadmaps because it tells you what they said they were going to do versus what they actually did. And that might give you an indication on what they're going to do in the future. Because just because it looks a little rough right now doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. Okay? So, when we pull up the roadmap, they're talking about integration with Chainlink, which I think is interesting. Chainlink allows them to take off-protocol data feeds from oracles. What could they be using that for? I'm not sure, but I'd be curious to know. They're talking about incubating more projects through the launch pad. They're talking about developing an Ethereum smart contract in conjunction with the Binance smart contract they have right now. And then the phase 3 is to launch on a tier 1 exchange, which for meme coins, you can hold out that long, typically provides a pump. You want to sell it that day, though. Buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. But there you have it. Now, I did also pull up their historic roadmap, kind of seeing what they've done and where they're going. And it's pretty much been executed as they said. They hosted an AMA. They are aiming after some of these exchange listings. They went ahead and had a security audit executed by TechRate. So, they've executed a little bit. As I was going through doing some deep research into this project, though, I watched a few other YouTubers, and I'm not disparaging anybody. So, kryptonize this. This is nothing against you, good sir or ma'am. But one thing that they mentioned in this AMA, which was dated December 22nd, the Bitmart listing in Q4 2021. And if we go ahead, we check, there's no Bitmart listing. So, interesting. And I wonder if after the year ends, if you go back to the roadmap and you tidy up and delete all the things you didn't do and add in some other stuff that you did do so it looks slick. But I'm just hypothesizing. So yeah, let's wrap this thing up. I think pros. It does look like they've executed on some of their community roadmap guidelines. They actually do have this backend that they built for staking and initial token launches, which isn't half bad. This thing looks pretty cool. I think cons. I think it's a scam. I think it's a scam, guys. Look, so I think what they want you to do, and this is the evolution of these scams, right? What they want you to do is they want you to buy the community meme token. And instead of having you paper hand and panic and sell, now they're giving you something to look forward to down the road, okay? So, don't sell, hodl this token, because when you sell, it crashes the price and no one else wants to buy it. We need more people, not less people. And so to keep you around, how about we put some lipstick on a pig, talk about Launchpad for other meme coins? What proper project would want to launch off of something called RichQUACK? Okay? And so it kind of keeps you holding, and now you're hoping to get those tokens in exchange for staking, and you're just kind of wrapped up in the cocoon of the meme coin, all while you're being cashed out on, or something scary is going to happen down the road. So, am I buying RichQUACK? The answer is no. Capital N, capital O, exclamation mark. But I'm just a guy. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments section. Okay? Did I nail it? Did I miss something? Do you love me? Do you hate me? And the best comment, maybe I'll go ahead, I'll ping you up at the top. There's my take on RichQUACK. Avoid 100%.